Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome. It is time, 3 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining me. It is time for Naturally Inspired Radio. And I'm so glad you are here to join me in the witnessing of the absolute dumpster fire. I mean, do you ever look at the news and just like, what is happening here? Like, seriously, what is happening here? I'll tell you what I woke up to. Well, I was already awake, but, you know, when I sat down to start doing my work this morning, this is what I saw. I got to share it with you. This is one of our politicians. This is, I believe, a congressman, a Democratic congressman. Okay. And by the way, your government's shut down. I'm sure you knew that. But your government shut down, and this is who's running it. Check this out.
Returning back to Detroit this morning after the Republicans failed to show up in the U.S. House. We got to make sure Americans have the health care that they need. And if that means we got to shut this government down, so be it.
You guys, what? What in the Indian Michael Jackson is happening here? Am I the only one? Like, I feel like we're living in an episode of Hunger Games meets Black Mirror. These are not serious people here. And yet they're tasked with a very serious job. How am I supposed to take that seriously? How am I supposed to take that seriously? At what point does someone not, I mean, when is it going to be the time when somebody pulls some of these people aside and says, we got to slow down on the Botox, you know, we got to maybe just like, let's just, you know, a little bit more natural of a look. You'd be able to relate to the people a little bit more. No. What we have is full on Hunger Games characters here. What is happening? It's just interesting because it really starts to make you think about like who gets into politics and why. You know, I've heard it's been said before that, you know, politicians they were just people who were not good looking enough to make it in Hollywood, not good looking enough to make it in entertainment. And, well, I guess now, you know, because of social media, everybody's got to put their mug in front of the camera. I get it. I hate doing it myself. I only do it because I feel like I have to, because I got to get this message out. But trust me, if there was another way to do it, I'd be doing it. I don't like being in front of the camera all the time. It's not part of my personality, really. It's a real push to do this for me. But again, you got to have that really, you know, passion for what you're doing. And I just don't feel like this guy here has the passion to like, you know, really champion for the people. I don't know. You know, I just feel like most of the politicians we have in the positions that they're in, it ain't about champion for the people. You know, it's more about how I'm looking on camera. Clearly, you know, how much money's in my bank account. Clearly. And I just don't know how we get people who are, you know, just good people who have a passion for making change in the world into politics at this point, you know, because it's so gross. I mean, who was it the other day? I was listening to somebody and they said, you know, politics is absolutely, it's just gross. It is just, I think it was Candace Owens I was listening to. And she was describing how she had like 2 friends in politics. Like 2. And one of them's dead now. That's how disgusting politics is, she was saying. And of course, we've all seen it. I mean, we saw Trump was almost killed And we see just the mudslinging and the types of people. Like, how do we, as the citizens of this country, clean that up? Because we're responsible for shaping culture in this country. We allow culture to be shaped by people like this clown. You know? Like, what are we doing here? I get it. You don't want to go on social media. You don't want to you don't want to put yourself out there or whatever. I get it. It's hard. It's difficult. It is. But if we don't push back and start saying what we need to say on our social media pages, on our platforms, in our communities, in reality, these people are going to take over. Because more and more stuff is moving and is virtual now. In fact, it doesn't even seem to bear as much weight. What is happening in reality doesn't seem to bear as much weight as what is happening online. And so we're going to have to adjust for that, because otherwise we're going to get clowns like this and people who have no substance. They don't have any substance. You know, you can just look right through them. You know, they're just like a little dancing, monkey trying to just like get more coins in the machine. There's no real substance there. And that's who's shaping culture. If we don't claw it back to real people, that's who we're giving up ground to. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? We're giving up ground to people like that, letting them, those types of people, shape culture for our children. People who don't even have enough self-worth to face the world with their real face. You know? Like, hey, this is as good as it gets right now. I'm 50. You know what I mean? This is what it's like. But I embrace it, because there's something about it now, authenticity in this world, that is so freaking rare that when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah. I follow a couple of people on Instagram. I rarely post on there or anything anymore because it feels like it's just tough because of the nature of what I talk about gets censored so much. But I do go on there, and I have like 2 people I think that I follow who just like, they're awesome. They get like 5 or 6 likes on their posts for their small businesses, but they're taking pictures of their real kids. They're taking pictures of their real car, their dirty makeup counter, because they don't really know how else to be. It's like, that's who they are. And I just want to say, keep going, because we're getting to a point here where your curated Instagram grid with all your fancy stuff and, your flexing of just like how great your life is, your highlight reel, we're all getting sick of it. The brain is now going, you know what? This is annoying. And it's not real. And so it's not very interesting. But you see, the more people that are willing to show their true, authentic self, then that's what's going to push this fakeness out. Right now, we're still in a place where I think people are afraid to authentically share their life. Like, I'll tell you, my kitchen right now is a disaster. It's a disaster. You know why? Because I do 10 hours of radio a week, and then I do assessments all day long when I'm not doing radio. And that's what I have to do right now to make my dream come true, which is to be able to work in health and wellness and connect people to real solutions for health. That's what I got to do right now, until I have a team of people that we're all working on this together. That's what I have to do right now. And so, yes, my kitchen, you wouldn't even believe it if I tried to tell you. Guess what? That's real life here. And I'm just so tired of this fakeness. I hope you are too, because maybe we're at a tipping point. All right. I got more to share with you. I've got a great show, actually. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Okay, now you know the dirty truth about me. I'll elaborate. Most of the time my kitchen's a mess. You know why? I'm always cooking in it. But here's why I don't care. Here's why I don't care. Hi, Tammy. I lost 6 pounds this first week. Thank you. Thank you. I'm following everything we talked about, eating high protein, etc., exercising, and doing the 10-minute walk after I eat. I can't thank you enough, and I don't feel hungry. That's from Brenda. That's why I do. That's why I don't care. I don't care that my kitchen's a mess. I don't care. I just got to find a way to keep connecting with you and bringing these results, because when I met Brenda, she's pretty frustrated. She didn't understand why, she was doing things that she had done in the past to lose weight, and she didn't really understand why it wasn't working this time, and she had some concerns about that. She's frustrated. And so many of you are. And frustrated not just with weight loss, but there's other things, rheumatoid arthritis, other things that, people come to me about, cholesterol, high blood pressure, like all of these things. And I don't give medical advice. That's the most beautiful thing about this. I don't give medical advice. I just send you some papers because I'm kind of a nerd and I like to hang out on these websites. I'm like, oh, well, that's not right. And I'm just obsessed with finding the solutions. And so I just send over information. Hey, this is what I know. Look at this paper, look at that paper. And then oh, no wonder, people have a realization. And then they tweak things and they go do the hard work. That's it. They go do the hard work. They change things and they get results. And I couldn't be happier for Brenda. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So if you are getting those results, send them to me. Many of you do send them all the time, but keep them coming, man, because they're my fuel. They're my fuel. When I'm frustrated, I'm like, oh my gosh, another problem, this, that, because a small business, when you're an entrepreneur, you're just taking on a whole bunch of problems. You got to really love what you do. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough road. It's a tough road anyway, but if you're not loving what you're doing, it's really a tough road. This is one thing that kind of just makes it a little tougher, for people like me. I don't know if you heard this or not, but I'm going to play it for you. This is Netanyahu explaining, and I'm actually really glad that he explained it this way, because I think if you're not in this type of field where you're trying to, disseminate information, you have a podcast, you have a radio show, you have, whatever, you tend to think, man, I must just suck. I don't have 1 million followers, so I must just suck. Well, I thought that when I started too. I thought, man, I must not be very good at this because I'm not getting more followers and stuff. But then I kind of learned the game and how it's played. And, Netanyahu's explaining it here. So take a listen to this.
Okay. You said, we talked about the woke right. And you said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation. The woke right, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're movies. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community. They're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay? And you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are in social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one that's most important? X.
Did you hear that? I mean, so a lot of people are just talking, maybe you've seen this clip, okay? And a lot of people are talking about how, foreign countries shouldn't be able to, pretty much purchase influence in the United States of America. I agree, but I don't even want to talk about that. What I want to talk about here is what he's telling you. Did you hear the influencers respond to him? Okay. He is telling you. So it's so funny because you think about it. Everyone's like, oh, the media, right? Trump basically exposed what the media was when he ran for president in 2016. Fake news, right? Fake news, fake news. Why was it fake news? Because they were being bought and Trump knew it. And he called it fake news. And people woke up to that so much so, okay, that these news networks, they don't get near the ratings that they used to get. People do not rely on them anymore. That has been a paradigm shift. So much so, some of these agencies are going out of business. They're claiming bankruptcy. That's the impact. And it's been gradual, but that's the impact, I think, of Trump exposing fake news and then the absolute, betrayal through COVID. That compounded really has wiped out mainstream news for the most part. Nobody under 30 is watching mainstream news. I would say no one even under 40 maybe is watching mainstream news anymore, the old mainstream news. But listen to what he's saying here. It's the same thing. They're purchasing influencers. Okay. And if you listen carefully, you can hear he says, class, what is the most important thing here? He's thinking TikTok because he just bought TikTok, right? They just purchased TikTok. But the influencers, if you listen to what they say buying followers. Followers, buying followers. What you're getting online in the alternative media might not be what you think it is. I don't travel in big circles, right? I don't travel with big influential people or anything like that. But I tell you, I've seen behind the curtain a little bit. More than most, I think. And it's not what you think it is. You got to figure out how people are making their money in media. And if you can't figure it out, someone's paying them. By now, you've probably figured it out for me, right? I do assessments with people. I connect people to real solutions for health. I offer my coaching services. I do Tuesday night classes to support people who buy products from me. It's not rocket science, right? That's how I'm doing it. I take on radio partners who want to partner with me, who want to bring their product to this audience. It's all out there. Not one single follower I have on social media has been purchased. Not one. I've never been paid for a post. I've never done anything like that. So what you see here is what you get. Right? These are, and it might not be perfect. I'm the first one to tell you I'm not perfect. But these are my real ideas. And I put in time to critically think about things. I don't just scroll online, come up with somebody else's ideology and regurgitate it back to you. I try to bring you a fresh take on things because I'm just trying to figure this out. What in the heck is going on here? Right? Who's getting paid? Who's paying them? What's happening? And how does that affect the future of our country for our children? Because let's face it, right? If you're a parent, that's your main concern right now. What is this world going to look like for my kids, for my grandkids? And so he revealed a ton here. We have power. You, me, your neighbor, everybody in your community has power because they're paying top dollar to capture your thinking and control your actions. Stay tuned. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. I'm so glad you're here, and we will be right back.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska's C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
Welcome back. I've dealt with joint stiffness and low energy for a long time. Since starting the cellular reset, my recovery after workouts has been smoother and I don't hit that midday slump as often. It's made a noticeable difference in how I feel day to day. Thank you, Tammy, for your radio show and all that you do to share real solutions for health. That's from Lisa in Austin, Texas. I love my cellular reset. I'm not going out without it again. What did I experience when I went off of the cellular reset? My workouts were shakier. Like I just felt like, wow, I don't have that oomph to really, pump out that last sprint or take on heavier weight. And then after, I was getting sore and just like, I don't know, I've just felt off. And then I got it back, and within 3 days, I just felt like, oh my gosh, like this morning I had a great workout. I even upped my weight. So I know that this will improve your quality of life. I know it will. So whether it's energy, if you're dealing with insulin resistance, we talked about that kind of, 3-prong approach to regaining your health, that foundation, high protein diet, getting all the toxins out of your diet, all the super processed foods, getting that out, eating in a feasting window, right? And then bam, just like piling on the nutrition. The cellular reset is the way to do that. So get it today. naturallyinspiredstore.com/reset. If you got a question about it, you don't quite get it, whatever, I get it. 720-303-8868. It is not a bot. It is not an autoresponder or a bot. It is me, people. It's actually me. I feel Like, I need to point that out because a lot of times people are like, who is this? Or they'll act like it's not me, and it's truly me. It's really me. So that's my text line. You can contact me directly, 720-303-8868. Okay. Get ready. I know I'm kind of in a mood today. I'll admit it. I'm definitely in a mood today, but because I struggle with injustice. Okay. It's like my cross to bear. I can't stand it. When I see it, I get really fired up and I got to say something about it. And I know everybody, all the people that, my family would wish that I wasn't this way probably, but I can't help it, And so I see this today and I'm like, what, people, we gotta help people understand what is going on here. $7,000 a post. That's what Israel is paying influencers on social media. And it's funny because they published a big, like a who's who kind of, in the media that are probably receiving those payments. And I didn't know a single one of them, actually. I didn't know a single one of them, but they're all younger, so probably, probably not my jam. But nonetheless, these people, they got 1 million followers, they got 500,000 followers, and who knows if they bought those followers, right? Like, you can do that. There is a way to do that. But it's just amazing to me. $7,000 a post they're getting. $7,000 a post for your attention, for your opinion. So when you sit back and you think, there's nothing I can do, oh, there is. Take action, right? You take action, I take action, and we're 350 million little ants taking action. I mean, they would not be spending the money on influencing and capturing your mind if it wasn't important. Somebody else is joining the podcast realm. Check this out. This is Chelsea Clinton.
Last few years, I think we spend so much time, understandably, focused on the mRNA vaccines and technologies. I spend a lot of time thinking about the really unfortunate, to try to use a not too judgmental word, kind of rise in not only kind of vaccine hesitancy and questioning, but outright kind of rejection of vaccines and of kind of science and the scientific kind of process, and also too often on our scientists, our epidemiologists, our frontline healthcare workers. And so I do think we need to have a much more robust conversation and sense of urgency, because I think we are less prepared today than we were arguably in January of 2020, partly because of the kind of lack of trust and confidence in not only our scientists, but in science itself, and certainly in the public health professionals. And so I think we need kind of the public sector to hopefully stop doing things like stripping away public health emergency powers from state public health agencies. But we also need the private sector to help, candidly, like do a better job of helping explain kind of the science that you are already commercializing and bringing to market, but also what you're working on, and help us kind of in the broader conversation not be uncomfortable with the discomfort of uncertainty. And so I do think we need really good ideas for how best to do that, because we all deserve to hopefully not be as unprepared as I worry we are at the moment. And the last thing I'll say is a new effort that we're a part of is the new initiative launched by the World Health Organization last week to try to catch kids up on their routine immunizations. In 2021 alone, more than 25 million kids under the age of 1 missed at least one routine immunization. And so we're working with WHO and the Gates Foundation and others to hopefully have the largest kind of childhood immunization effort ever.
Wow. I can't wait to start on this. Because let me tell you, nothing builds confidence in the public as somebody who is in the vaccine business starting a podcast to make sure that She builds back confidence in the public. Yeah, Chelsea Clinton's the person to build back confidence in the public for vaccine hesitancy while simultaneously selling vaccines. NIAID and the Clinton Foundation, they are in the vaccine business. They are second to maybe only Bill Gates. And so who better to come out and start a podcast than Chelsea Clinton, who has clearly been watching tape of her mother. Because, wow, just the mannerisms alone and the cadence of her speech just says Hillary, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Chelsea thinks I'm unfortunate, to put it nicely, to use a nice word. She's putting it nicely. Chelsea thinks I'm unfortunate because I'm vaccine hesitant. Well, let me tell you, Chelsea, if your kid was poisoned by a flu shot and had platelet levels down to the single digits and bloodied eyeballs from a flu shot, you too might be unfortunate. Scientific. Because they own the science. How dare you question the science that they own? Makers and distributors of vaccines are now the owners of all science. And the lack of trust and confidence in our public health experts, I don't know where that came from. You know, it couldn't be that we witnessed people, dropping on soccer fields. We told you that it was causing myocarditis and you denied it flat out until it was, no longer deniable. And then you gave us a little bone. Yeah, okay, maybe you were right. Maybe it does cause myocarditis, but only in young men. Let's see. I mean, I can't even count the numbers of lies. And I think your time is up in terms of political influence. Starting a podcast is so hard. It's really hard. I don't know how you're going to get funded. I don't know how you're going to get funded. I'm sure you're going to really, you're going to work it out there in the trenches, I'm sure, to get funded for such a cause of stopping misinformation when it comes to health. That's her primary chief concern with her podcast. She is going to stop misinformation with health. She's going to stop me. She's going to stop you from hearing me and anybody like me. What do you think about that? You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned, because your Naturally Inspired moment is up next.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I think Chelsea Clinton's podcast is called That Can't Be True. That Can't Be True. Brought to you by the Clinton Foundation. That's her podcast. And I'm sure she'll have a heck of a time getting it funded. Oh, I'm sorry, but it is just a crazy world, you know. Chelsea Clinton has 2.6 million followers on X, and I don't know what she has throughout her, throughout her social media following, but I can probably pretty much guarantee you that, she wasn't out there doing organic content to build that, right? We have to pay attention to what's happening here. It is, there's the virtual world. And then, because I actually just looked at her Instagram as well. And what did it say? Her Instagram, I think she only has 8,000 followers on her Instagram. So she doesn't put her resources into Instagram clearly, but she puts them other places. My point is this virtual reality thing. It doesn't have much reality to it, you know? It doesn't have much reality to it. And this is no better now than these news organizations being monopolized by pharmaceutical companies. It's just a different platform. Now they're paying individuals instead of networks. Crazy. But for today's Naturally Inspired Moment, let's get to some good stuff, shall we? Let's get to some good stuff because this is important. For today's Naturally Inspired Moment, I want to talk about self-sabotage. Self-sabotage happens, maybe you've heard it before, but it happens. Do you really know what it means? I don't think I did until, I really dug into it and started to read about it. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I kind of do that. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, do that. So self-sabotage happens when your actions, habits, or even your thoughts quietly undermine the very goals you say you want to achieve. It often comes from your fear, right, of the unknown, Because even though we're experiencing pain, or even though we are experiencing discomfort, or we express that we don't want these results anymore, there's a certain amount of comfort that comes with what we know already. So we can expect this outcome. Okay, it's not the outcome we want, but there's a certain amount of comfort in it because it's predictable and you know how it feels. And so it comes from this fear, this doubt, and old neural pathways, right? Old patterns of thinking. These old patterns of thinking, again, even though they don't produce the results that you want, they still feel safe, even though they keep you stuck. So 5 ways to detect if you are self-sabotaging. Number 1, do you delay what matters most? You know it's important, right? You know it's important to make sure that you have the right food in your house so that you eat the right foods. So you delay going shopping. You delay attending to what you need to know, like that, what you need to tend to in order to have those choices available. So you procrastinate on the very things that would move you forward, making sure you have the groceries in the house, right? Making a call, if you know something needs to be tended to, but, oh gosh, you just don't really want to have that conversation. You don't want to tend to it, right? So you put it off, and eventually you know it's going to blow up in your face, but yet you procrastinated. That's self-sabotage. Or you know that there's a particular project that you have to get done, or you'd like to get done in order to achieve a certain result. Like, I don't know, maybe, clearing out space for working out. Oh, I know I really need to do that, but I don't want to do that. And so you just keep saying, well, I'll do it, I'll do it another time. And, I don't know, that's procrastination. You need the space. You got to move your body. It's not everything in terms of, your optimum health, but it is a big piece of optimum health. And you need the space, but maybe you just can't get yourself to do the action. That, my friends, is self-sabotage. 2, talking yourself out of opportunities. So you say, I don't know if I'm ready for that. It won't work. I've tried it before. I don't know if I can do that. See, the problem with that is these are all phrases. These are all phrases that go through your head or that you even speak out loud before you even try. You've already come up with a problem, an obstacle that will keep you from doing the thing. That's self-sabotage. Number 3, seeking comfort instead of progress. Yeah, progress is not comfortable. Nope, it's not. When you're growing, it's not necessarily comfortable. Now, you can have an attitude where you enjoy growing because you're like excited about it. I'm growing, I'm doing new things. This is exciting. This is your neural pathways go, wow, this is not the same old routine and I'm not bored. Because being bored and continuing the same pattern over and over again will make you feel like, not excited about life, maybe even a little depressed. The same neural pathway over and over. It's familiar, don't get me wrong. There's some comfort in it, but it's not exciting. Growing, even though it's painful, is kind of exciting because you don't know where this is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to bomb. I don't know if I'm going to be okay here. What's going to happen? It's kind of exciting. So don't sabotage your very actions by coming up with a problem, a resistance pattern for it before you even try. Number 3, seeking comfort instead of progress, reaching for food, scrolling extra minutes, right? Continuing to scroll, or accepting distractions when you feel uncomfortable instead of leaning into growth. I want to talk about accepting distractions. Let me tell you, your news cycle is a distraction. Who are we boycotting today? Because every day, somebody in trouble. it gets old, because it's been happening now for years, just every day it's like one crisis after another. It's like, what's the crisis today? Where are we going? What are we doing? But how is that impacting you and getting you the results that you want? It's distraction from the results that you want. You say you want the results. You want to feel better. You want, to get your inspiration back. You want to do something great. I'm with you. I want to support you. But you got to stop giving in to distractions. Number 4, repeating unhealthy cycles, falling back into the same habits. So you skip sleep, you skip workouts, you allow yourself to be around toxic relationships, even though you've promised yourself you're going to do better. Right? You promised yourself, I'm going to go to bed. I'm not going to scroll on my phone. I'm not going to skip my workout. I'm not going to spend an hour on the phone with that toxic person. I'm going to set a timer. It's 10 minutes. That's it. That's all I got. And then you fall off of it because why? Start doing a little digging on that, right? Are you afraid of better results? Are you unsure how your life's going to be with better results? You got to embrace it as an adventure, right? It's exciting. Growing's exciting, and I don't know where you're going to go. I can't guarantee where you're going to go, but I can guarantee you're not going to stay the same. And it's only when you get so sick and tired of being that sick and tired, right? To the point where changing your routine is less painful than staying where you're at. That is when you will change, and not a second before. So it's just a matter of deciding, how bad do you want this to get? How bad will you let this get before you do something different? That's a question only you can answer. Number 5, blaming circumstances. Believing outside forces alone are keeping you from moving forward, instead of acknowledging your power to choose differently. Yep, stuff's not going to go right all the time. I think I'm the queen of adaptation, actually. If there was a royalty designation of adaptation, I would be the queen of it. I would be the queen of it because I'm not giving this up. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'll tell you, I'm going to find a way. If you want it bad enough, right? You got to want it. You got to feel it. You got to see how life is better. Then you got to get to work. Awareness is the first step to breaking the cycle. When you notice yourself doing any of these, pause and ask, is this moving me toward my vision or away from it? Stay tuned. We'll be back for the second hour.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills. just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back. You want to stay tuned because at 4:30, Mr. Bob Greska is going to be joining us. Of course, he is the inventor and the owner of Greska C60. You always have a great conversation with Bob, so you want to stay tuned for that. He'll be on at 4:30, so yeah, it's going to be a fun time. You don't want to miss that. I want to report that you know how I said in the first hour here, so that your government shut down, right? But did you think about how that would impact farmers? Because I didn't until I saw a story today that half of USDA employees are being furloughed under this plan. I don't know if that's a bad thing. What I'm concerned about is the farmers and the ranchers, right? So say a prayer for your farmers and your ranchers because there's going to be delays and possibly even freezes on expected payments from USDA. And this just proves one more reason why, the government shouldn't be subsidizing. And I know, some farmers are like, what are you talking about? We've really got to repair the system, right, of farming and our food production. The government should have never gotten involved in it. And now that they are involved in it, it's a huge mess. Shocker, right? But so now, that's the mess we have to kind of unpack. We need to give farmers an off-ramp from this disastrous type of capture. But right now, say a prayer for them because even access to credit and access to home loans could be halted because of the government shutdown. And also, they have the inability to enroll in programs or submit reports and certify acreage, delays in support and reassessment or policy administration that, we're trying to clean up right now. So this is going to have a, big impact on our agriculture, and we're trying to get as much work as we can done during this administration, of course, because they're on board with cleaning up food and whatnot. Even suspension of certain regulatory oversight and certifications that may affect smaller niche markets. So yeah, say a little prayer for your farmers and ranchers because smaller farms especially are already stressed and they're vulnerable, and these delays and payments on credit could have a pretty bad impact. Also should be noted, and I'll keep my eye on this one for you, the organic and specialty producers, they're reliant on certification and whatnot to move their product, and that may be impacted right now as well. So we'll see. Again, you got to think of this face that we saw at the beginning of the show, the Michael Jackson, Indian version of Michael Jackson. If that's the way it's got to be, then that's the way it's got to be. But the way it is that actually impacts families here in our country. And, nobody needs that kind of hardship. Farming's hard enough. Ranching's hard enough. I can't express how urgent it is that we revamp our food supply. We get back to farming with the land, not on the land, and farm within our communities, and spread local around our communities where our farmers are actually feeding their neighbors. Seems like a great common sense plan to me, but the corporations don't like that so much. They like a centralized food supply. Well, 74% of Americans are obese, according to Bobby Kennedy. And you'll find this a little bit interesting, I think, because, well, take a look.
I wanted to do this show about Gen Z and tech addiction because, wow, it is rampant. In my own small community of people who work with me, I know of 3 different producers who have Gen Zers in their families who are suffering from major addiction. So this is everything from addicted to adult content, addicted to gaming, addicted to gambling, addicted to not ever being able to actually put down their phones. I mean, having to go into the shower with their phones, into the bathroom with their phones, sleeping with their phones, to the point where it's changing the brains of so many young people. It is real. It is serious. There are now a number of experts who are treating children specifically for tech addiction. And I wanted to talk with an audience about it. And there will be advice if you're going through it in your family. So join us. You'll learn some interesting things about.
That's my fault. I queued up the wrong clip there. So you know what? I'm just going to talk about that, and then we'll get to the Bobby Kennedy clip after it. I had to pull this clip. I know how most people feel about Oprah these days. But I had to pull this clip because what have I been talking about? I've been telling you we have this, huge expansion of the autism spectrum disorder and neurodivergent diagnosis. I don't even know what that is. But we have these labels for people, and we're making people think that they're born broken. Something's wrong with them, right? She's telling you right there what I've been telling you. Tech addiction is real, for sure. There is an addiction to tech. What she's not talking about there is how that is creating signals in people that are getting misdiagnosed as autism. They're getting misdiagnosed as some kind of, medical condition that they need medication for. When in reality, they need to, I can't believe I'm saying this, but they need to relearn, or perhaps in some cases, they've never learned. So they need to learn for the first time how to operate in reality, how to have a conversation, how to have a phone call, how to be comfortable in their own skin in reality, not just in virtual reality. Let me tell you why. Have you ever seen a comment? I get comments all the time. Mean ones, You think they'd say that to my face? Do you think half the people that say what they say online and behave the way they behave online would behave that way in front of your face? They wouldn't. They don't have the skill set for it. They only have a skill set to operate online. And so when they get out in reality, they're clunky and I don't know what to say. I can't look at you. I'm nervous. I got anxiety. I can't go in here. Of course you do, because you spend 14 hours a day in the portal. And when you come out of the portal into reality, you're jarred. You don't know how to function in this world. Welcome. Get yourself a Gen X mentor. Get yourself a Gen X person to show you how to function in reality. Because we still remember how to function in reality. You may even learn some sarcasm tricks. I'm warning you. But that's what's going on. So now Oprah's going to tackle this issue. Come and join Oprah. We're going to have a chit chat about technology addiction. Geez, I wonder what the What medication is going to be prescribed for technology addiction? I'm sure they'll come up with one. Did you see how skinny Oprah is now? That's not the Oprah I knew, you know? This is a different Oprah because Oprah is on Ozempic. She's on Ozempic. She's taken the Ozempic. She's part of the cult. I'm sure there's going to be a way that you can kick your addiction. They're going to talk solutions, and it'll be interesting to see. Awareness. We got to get to these parents and bring awareness, because I know in your heart of hearts as parents, we all want our kids to do better. Medication isn't going to fix that. It's a recalibration of the brain. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I think it was George Carlin. I know you've heard it before, but I do feel like it's a big club, you know? And you and I, we ain't in it. We ain't in the club. Oprah telling us, oh, it's tech addiction. And meanwhile, she's, supporting the Ozempic movement. And then we have our government supporting the pharmaceutical movement. Here's Bobby Kennedy. I want to play this clip, and then we'll go into our health topic for today as well before Bob Greska joins us. But here's Bobby explaining to you what your politicians are getting out of some of these pharmaceutical companies.
Today, over 100 members of Congress support a bill to fund Ozempic with Medicare at $1,500 a month. Most of these members have taken money from the manufacturer of that product, a European company called Novo Nordisk. As everyone knows, once a drug is approved for Medicare, it goes to Medicaid. And there is a push to recommend Ozempic for Americans as young as 6 over a condition, obesity, that is completely preventable and barely even existed 100 years ago. Since 74% of Americans are obese, the cost of all of them, if they take their Ozempic prescriptions, will be $3 trillion a year. This is a drug that has made Novo Nordisk the biggest company in Europe. It's a Danish company, but the Danish government does not recommend it. It recommends a change in diet to treat obesity and exercise. Virtually Novo Nordisk's entire value is based upon its projections of what Ozempic is going to sell to Americans. For half the price of Ozempic, we could purchase regeneratively raised organic agriculture, organic food for every American, 3 meals a day, and gym membership for every obese American. Why are members of Congress doing the bidding of this Danish company instead of standing up for American farmers and children? Because Novo Nordisk is one of the largest funders of medical research, the media and politicians and the medical schools all go along with them.
I mean, that's a clip from Bobby Kennedy before he was HHS secretary. I just want to remind you what he was fighting for. And now in real time, we're starting to see these changes implemented. But let me tell you, we got into the obesity epidemic because your government facilitated super consumerism. They took lobby dollars and allowed themselves to be funded by corporations. And then they went to bat for those corporations to keep the money train a-coming. And now what we have is a population that's 74% obese. And many people don't know how to take back their power in order to restore health in their body because, the gold standard of advice is being peppered through society from this old, antiquated, I shouldn't even say it's like because it's old. It's not because it's old. It was because it was bought. The food pyramid was bought. And no, we don't all pull out our food pyramid every day to check, what we're going to eat, but it has infiltrated our society. And as a result, people think you have to have so many, whole grains and breads and things of that nature, 6, 7 servings of it a day. And so they don't see anything wrong with sitting down with a massive bowl of pasta with a little bit of chicken in it. When in reality, to be metabolically healthy, you need the opposite of that. They take the money from the corporations and then they spend your money. They determine how they're going to spend your money. They are going to determine where those Medicaid dollars are allowed to be spent. You're funding that. They're spending your money on things that are going to bankrupt any sort of public health care because Ozempic comes we know now, with a $2 billion class action lawsuit attached to it, with stomach paralysis, thyroid issues. And I'm not making this stuff up. You can go right to the drug's website. Go look at the black box warning on these drugs. Go look at the side effects from some of these drugs that people are taking. And I'm talking about all drugs here. Go look at those. You want to know why we can't have nice things in this country? Because too many people are being medicated. And that costs a lot of money. People are on disability because of these ailments. It goes on and on. You want to really promote, a healthy nation? Let people take personal responsibility of their health and crack all this information wide open so people can make informed decisions. Stop hiding the information or making it inconvenient to get to. Let's get to our health topic because we only have 5 minutes left before Bob Greska from Greska C60 is going to join us. So we want to start talking about the difference that happens when you are what you eat. The difference in what you eat and how that impacts your sleep. A lot of questions about sleep lately, because I've been talking about eating in a feasting window. So one of the most important things to understand is that stopping eating before 2 hours before bed is a great thing to support insulin levels. So here are 7 ways what you eat affects your sleep. So we know about the feasting window, but so why? Why do we need to be aware of this? Well, blood sugar swings, number 1. High sugar meals spike insulin, leading to crashes that cause restless nights and wake up in the middle of the night between 2 and 3 a.m. So the foods you choose can either support deep restorative rest or keep you tossing and turning. So it's the 2-hour window, right? You've got to cut off eating 2 hours before bed. Some some research says 3 hours, but 2 hours is, I think is a reasonable place to cut off food. It doesn't even matter if you're eating high sugar. You need to cease eating 2 hours before bed because of blood sugar swings. Another thing, which is the obvious, caffeine and stimulants, right? Coffee, but energy drinks as well. Those impact your sleep. So make sure even dark chocolate. So, you have a little piece of dark chocolate before that after that 2-hour window, it can impact your sleep because it lingers longer in your system and that blocks melatonin and delays sleep. Late night heavy meals. So eating big portions late night can keep your digestive system working overtime, stealing energy from your deep sleep cycles. That's why I say 2 hours before you've got to stop eating. Because you're actually robbing your body of its natural detox ability. Lack of protein. I know I'm always hammering this home, protein, but protein stabilizes your blood sugar and it provides amino acids like tryptophan, which your body uses to make serotonin and melatonin for sleep. Alcohol. This is, there's a lot of downfalls to alcohol, but alcohol will really impair your sleep. And if you are chronically getting impaired sleep and not being able to go through that detox process, then it's going to affect every facet of your health. So, a lot of people think, I'll just have a drink and it'll make me drowsy, but it interferes with your REM sleep. And so it leaves you feeling when you wake up, it makes you feel groggy and unrested. So not a good strategy for rest. Nutrient deficiencies also can keep you awake and impact your sleep. Low magnesium, low B vitamins, or low omega-3s can affect your neurotransmitters and nervous system balance, which makes it harder to relax and to fall asleep. Also hydration timing, right? Too little water leads to cramps and restlessness, but too much water late in the day sends you to the bathroom all night long, of course. So really good sleep starts with how you're fueling your body. Gosh, I can't make this more important. I don't know how I can stress to make it more important. You really are what you eat, right? So good sleep starts on your plate. You got to choose those balanced meals with whole foods, lots of protein, calming nutrients, because when you fuel well, you rest well. Coming up, Mr. Bob Greska is going to be joining us from Greska C60. Stay tuned.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
Bob Greska is an aerospace materials engineer that changed career direction from building spacecraft to health and human performance. He is the CEO and founder of Greska C60, which is an incredible supplement based on carbon, the very essence of life. Bob Greska, welcome to Naturally Inspired. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, Tammy, doing great. Enjoying the fall weather out here. You know, it's now October, so enjoying the weather. It's been very nice out.
Are your trees turning over there?
Yeah, they are. You know, we get green and a different shade of green.
So they're not quite there yet. They're not fully.
No, they're not quite. The oranges haven't come in yet, but they get there.
They're getting there. Same here up in Northern Colorado. We got a new audience members on today, Bob. They may not know what Carbon 60 is. So what I would like to do is what is Carbon 60 briefly? What makes Goreska's unique? And how does it work? Let's start there. And then I've got some weird questions for you.
Okay. Well, Carbon 60 targets pain and cellular dysfunction. I just want to say that right up front. So people, your audience out there, pain and cellular dysfunction. So what is Carbon 60? It's a carbon molecule made out of 60 carbon atoms, hence the name Carbon 60. And they're very small. The ones we make are 20 nanometers for the scientists out there, but they're very, very small. They're 14 billion times smaller than a red blood cell. I just did the math on that again and double checked it. 14 billion times. You could put 14 billion of these things inside of a red blood cell. But they all have the ability to give up an electron to free radicals, which are missing an electron. And free radicals cause most all your health problems. So if you give an electron to that free radical, stabilize it, most health problems go away. And that's the benefit, and that's how Carbon 60 works by. It also gives an electron to a toxin. Toxins come into your body as an electron stealer. They'll steal an electron off the molecules in your body, cause free radicals. Too many of them in one location, you have problems.
Got it. And why is Goreska's unique? Because I know it is unique, because I see all these other products. There's not too many. I think a lot of them have kind of disappeared, actually. But there's a few other products on the market, and they're different than yours. So what makes Goreska's the best?
Well, a lot of them, there were quite a few more competitors out there, so to speak, but they all copycatted me, and then they dropped off.
Yeah.
Many of them. Okay, they did. They copied that. Every time I say, well, gosh, it helps with this, I'd see it on their website. They copycat it. But ours is different. We're the only company that does not use solvents in the process of manufacturing the Carbon 60 model. It's done in a laboratory. It's organic. It's carbon. It's based on the basis of life. So it's not a toxic element or anything like that, and it is just carbon. It's ours is 100% carbon. There's no other contaminants, not one atom of sulfur or phosphorus or any atoms of anything that are present. We had it tested here in Colorado at the wonderful Colorado School of Mines. But so we have no solvent, so that allows two things. They're much more bioavailable than the solvent extracted because they're not all clustered and aggregated together and held together with the solvents. And also, there's no solvents. There's no toxicity to it. So it's very clean, it's pure. There's no upper limit. There's no overdose of it. It's like just taking a vitamin. You take too much vitamin, it just passes through your body. So that's what carbon does. But most of it will get used, or a lot of it will get used and help you as you get older and age more gracefully with a higher quality of life because you eliminate those free radicals.
That makes sense. I was reading your website earlier, and this one stood out to me because, I'm a runner. So this is one of the testimonies that is right on your website. Bob Goreska's Carbon 60 is doing great for me. Just an example, I've tried to restart my running program after a long layoff due to injuries, and I'm doing well. I didn't think I would be running again, ever. Wow. Recovery from the previous day is very surprising. My energy levels are also greatly improved, and elderly family members also taking it, and it has made a big change as well. You don't realize the distinct change until one day it occurs that you are doing more in your daily routine and how much your stamina has increased. I'm very pleased with the results and plan to continue using Goreska's C60. I love those stories because in the pharmaceutical model, Bob, we get told, like, here, take this pill, it's going to take all your pain away. And maybe it does, but there's side effect to that. And we know that, right?
Right.
What you're offering with Goreska's is kind of twofold. Like, it is something that you can use immediately. I used it this summer with my allergies. I snorted it and I sprayed it in my eyes. And, there's usually a week in August where I just get, just really itchy eyes. And it worked immediately. It worked immediately. So there's that benefit to it. But if you are, compounding the use of it, what happens then? Because I use it every day for just as a preventative measure for detoxing. But when I put it up my nose, when I was using it every day, I still had some issues with my eyes, with the itchiness, but then when I put it on topically, it worked. So is it compounding and helping your body over time as well?
Well, yeah, the more you have it in there, the more your body copes to deal without free radicals. So, your body has more energy, you have to get used to it. You can fix the carbon-60 doesn't actually mask anything. It's not like a anesthetic or anything like that. So the pain, it makes it go away, but it makes it go away. It fixes the problem. It doesn't really, it's not a masking agent. So when you spray it on and you notice results right away, it's because it's working that quick and it goes in and solves the problem. And like you're talking about runners that were taking it or people you're running yourself. Yeah, we've had athletes take it in their performance. Every athlete that has taken my carbon-60, Greska's carbon-60, every athlete, 100% of them have taken first place, which is incredible. I mean, for performance and also sports recovery for the delayed onset muscle soreness. You don't get that after you work out for that soreness that comes in 24 to 48 hours after you have a heavy workout. You don't feel that soreness because it gets rid of it helps eliminate the lactic acid buildup and get rid of the free radicals that are caused from the oxidation function of taking food and converting it into ATP, which is done in your mitochondria. Yeah.
Right. So it's stabilizing things for you, right? It's what do I want to say? I guess it's important that people understand that it doesn't have the fallout of pharmaceuticals, but that it's actively working in your body.
Yeah. Pharmaceuticals, the difference, this is a dietary supplement. It's not a drug. So there's no clinical trials. There haven't been many clinical trials on it. There have been some studies on animals with the carbon-60, and I've seen no deleterious effects with it, except for the solvents cause the problems.
Right.
But besides that, the carbon has not caused any problems with anybody for their health issues or anything like that. And of course, we have no solvents, so we eliminate those. So there's no negative, there's no downside. People feel better, they have more energy, they can think, have a clarity of mind. People take it for all kind of health issues, for peripheral nerve pain in their feet. As they get older, they get tingling and so forth. People put that on and they can feel their feet. And usually it's less than 5 minutes. They notice a difference because the carbon-60 molecules are so small, like I said, 14 billion times smaller than a red blood cell. They actually get into your bloodstream. They'll penetrate your skin. They'll seek out that positively charged free radical with the negative electrons available from the carbon-60 molecule. They'll actually seek them out like magnets in your body and actually arrest the problem and make it go away.
That's a great the explanation I was looking for, Bob, is the charcoal thing, because I think people can relate to that. They understand how the charcoal works, but this is way more. Well, it's nano size, so it's way it's just way more powerful. Can you explain that a little bit? I think that will help people understand how.
If you look at activated charcoal compared to carbon-60, it'd be like looking at a grain of salt compared to a basketball. Carbon-60 is that much smaller in size. It's very, very, very tiny. So the activated charcoal, you take it, it goes into your stomach. They're in the micron sizes and the 10 micron and actually in the millimeter sizes, like a half a millimeter. Some of the particles, you can see them like a grain of salt. And so they go into your stomach and they stay in your intestine and they pass through your intestines and pass out your body that way. They don't really get into your bloodstream like the carbon-60 does. It's like a carbon water filter for your body, just like activated charcoal cleans up your water. This goes in your body and cleans up your body, eliminates the free radicals and neutralizes the toxins so they can't do any damage. It's a miraculous product. I mean, I've got thousands of testimonies that people want to call me and tell me about their health issue.
We're going to get into those stories when we come back because I love those. I want to ask you about that cat. Stay tuned, everybody. We're talking to Bob Greska. Visit C60.com. C60.com. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay tuned.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit C60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
I like to hear people's stories all the time because that's how I feel like things are working, is when you hear it kind of from the horse's mouth. But I also like science, of course. And if you go on the C60 website, you can pull down the tab where Bob has a whole bunch of studies here on carbon 60. So its ability to reduce oxidative stress. These are all papers, you guys, from the National Library of Medicine. So there's papers on how it reduces oxidative stress, how it's a powerful antioxidant. There's anti-aging properties, paper on that, protects against free radicals. It's a free radical scavenger, which we were just talking about. It also can offer protection against neurodegenerative disorders. It targets inflammation, joint degeneration, acne. These are all scientific papers. Prevention of liver cirrhosis in rats, prevent skeletal muscle fatigue, fatigue, so much more, even inhibits viruses. So I think there's 18 or 19 different scientific papers that are on the C60 website. So if you like to dig into the science, definitely head over to c60.com and you can read all about it. Welcome back to Naturally Inspired Radio, Bob. I wanted to ask you about cats and the impact that C60 had on this cat.
Okay.
Seizure?
Which one was it?
It was
several on cats.
Seizure. So this cat was having seizures. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seemed to have, well, I'll just read it. It says, I have a seal point Siamese cat who has seizures, and she's not easy to dose, to put it mildly. I could just imagine this cat running around trying to get some C60 in it. So sometimes even miss a few days, but I see a marked difference in her appearance and her behavior after the C60 spray. Without it, she looks ratty and kind of depressed. And with it, she has a healthier look, brighter eyes. She rolls around as if she's on catnip. I think it makes her feel so much better. She is prone to seizures. So this is totally helping her. And that's from Mary on her cat with seizures. So you can give this to animals, Bob.
Yeah, we have a pet product too, which you just spray it on their food, and it comes out as a stream, and 1 spray for a cat and 5 sprays for a large dog. But talking about seizures, I just got off the phone about an hour ago with a gentleman. I was supposed to meet him in downtown Littleton today, tomorrow morning. And he called me up. He said, I can't make it. I've been having seizures. And he has seizures, pretty bad ones. But he says, your carbon 60 really stops the seizure. It gets me through the day, and I don't have that pain. When I first met him, he had seizures on the back of his head. And he took the carbon 60 and shook his head and looked up and said, my seizures stopped. I mean, it worked that quick. It was very, very quickly. That was 6 years ago. Also, he's working, he's telling me, and he just texted me yesterday about his blood pressure. His blood pressure was up to 230 over 120.
Whoa.
I mean, you're waiting for a stroke to happen right there.
Yeah.
230. So he took it for 2 days, and then he was down to 164 over 92. His blood pressure went from, his heartbeats went from 105 down to 64. So it really calmed his heart down, and the blood pressure went down. And he said it's even decreased lower than that. So he's probably in the 140 range right now. But I'm going to meet with him sometime in the next few days after he says, he says he's okay to meet up. But, blood pressure, seizures, inflammation is what carbon 60 targets. It targets inflammation in your body, which causes a lot of problems and a lot of havoc. So if you take the carbon 60, it will get rid of the free radical that causes the inflammation. And I was listening to your show a little bit earlier too. You were talking about sleep. And people that need sleep, they take the carbon 60 in the morning. You take it in the morning and you have better results at night. And as far as sleeping, you sleep more sound, more deeply. Many people report that. Not everybody, but it's like probably 30% of the people that use it report that that's what they reported. Whether they're getting better sleep or not, I don't know.
I wonder if that's why it helps. I mean, we know that it helps with hangovers, right? And hangovers actually, they come from, obviously, from the alcohol, but it also, you feel hungover because you do not get proper sleep when you're drinking, right? It affects your REM sleep. So I wonder if that's why it helps so much. Not, it obviously it probably helps with the oxidative stress from alcohol consumption, but it's probably because it improves the sleep cycle as well.
I wouldn't doubt that at all, because we've had people that have taken it for hangovers, and myself included. I had to do a scientific test. I did one year. I actually did a scientific test, and I was staying at the same place I was living at. They had a alcohol party or whatever, and so I drank. I said, well, I'm going to try this out, and just to test it. And I took the carbon 60. I took some before I went and had some drinks. It was New Year's, and then I had several drinks, and then when I get back home that evening, I just walked upstairs. And I had another serving, and then in the morning I had another serving. I had no hangover. I had no problem. I had clarity of mind. I could think. I could function. But you can take more than one serving. It's not that one serving is the limit. You can take. I have people with serious health conditions. They take 2 or 3 servings a day, and it's just more of it. It's your body works in cycles. You eat in cycles. You sleep in cycles. You go to the bathroom in cycles. Your body is cyclic in nature. So if you don't want to just overdose, like take 3 servings at one time in the morning. You want to spread them out through the day if you want to do that. But typically, most people just take 1 serving a day. That's the dose. That's a regular dose. And people see the results of clarity of mind. They can think better. They don't have the brain fog that they've had. So if you're older, your free radical systems doesn't work as good. Now, younger people use it for athletic performance and so forth like that.
Mm-hmm. What about the kind of like 1-2 punch? I feel like, you have a product line. So you have the C60 in sunflower oil, which is the good sunflower oil. You have it in the olive oil, which is, the olive oil as well, because I know some people don't like sunflower oil. So you went ahead and listened to your consumer and made it in olive oil as well. You also have it in water, right? That's the one that you can spray on. So I feel like one of the, either the sunflower oil or the olive oil, and then also get the spray for topical. Because
you can use it topically. You can spray it on. The carbon-60 molecules are very, very fine, and you don't have to rub it in. You just spray it on like that, and that would fix if you had wrist pain or joint pain or something like that. You just spray it on, 1 on each side, and let it dry. Colorado dries within 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and that's it. As that little micro bubble dries, the water goes away, and the carbon-60 goes into the skin and actually seeks out the problem. The positively charged. The same thing again, like a magnetic field. It just seeks out the problem, repairs the problem, and you're on your way.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing to put in your kids. You talked about younger people using it for sports and whatnot. Putting it in your kids, athletic bag, because let me tell you, everybody in athletics, they're carrying around NSAIDs, they're carrying around Tylenol for pain, and we're finding more and more stuff out about these so-called safe over-the-counter pain relievers. Yeah. And I've been preaching this for years, Bob. This is not new, that Tylenol can cause issues, is not new to me, but it's new to a lot of people, and they're looking for things that they can use alternatively. And that's why I say, take it every day preventatively for detoxification, because it's a constant that you need to be detoxing. I always say that, EBD, right? Always be detoxing. But topically for acute things too, because when kids are playing, they fall down, whatever, you want to, spray some of that and take care of acute pain in that way too. And so I think the 2 products together are just the best purchase to make to get the best coverage for anything that you might encounter.
And we have a 10%. Put in the code word Tammy, and you get 10% off. So there you go. Take it orally, then take it topically, as needed. And you can put it on several times a day topically. I have plantar fasciitis, inflammation of the bottom of my feet when I walk, and because I have flat feet. But I'll stop, if I go on a vacation, you do a lot of walking. I'll stop, kick my sandals off, spray some on the bottom of my feet, give it a couple minutes. The pain goes away. I can walk another half mile. I'll stop again. The pain builds up, spray it on my feet. I can walk another half mile. I can do that over. And of course, I have a lot of things stuck here, one there, everywhere.
Everybody visit C60.com. That's C60.com. You've been listening to Bob Greska, the inventor, the maker of the best C60, Greska C60. Use promo code Tammy, Tammy, for a discount. Thank you so much, Bob, for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Okay, thanks, Tammy.
Bye, everybody. See you.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites. and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.